Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Yay. Happy FriYay.
FriYay.
FriYay. Oh, look. That was quick. Elizabeth found us from your channel.
Yay.
Welcome, Elizabeth.
Everybody.
Anyways, hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Happy FriYay, Newsflash FriYay. And Kim, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. We had to skip ladies' night, so I guess we'll be back this Monday. But yeah, it always feels like forever when we skip ladies'
I know,
night.
it's like it's a long thing in between, but here we are, and things are happening, and
things are happening. That's for sure. Yep.
We had Navarro. Is his name Navarro? Right.
Mm-hmm.
He was convicted, right, today.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we heard that today, and what else? What else happened?
Well, they came out and said that two of the people that were recommended to be charged, but they weren't charged. Oh, well, there were four. There was that we. I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the other two. I think there were 6 or 7 altogether. One was Lindsey Graham.
Mm-hmm.
One was Loeffler and Perdue. They're not in the Senate anymore. In the whatever they were in, they're not in anymore. And then the other one was who I kept seeing was Mike Flynn.
Interesting.
And they were not charged, but they were recommended to be charged. And I kept seeing like Lindsey Graham, Michael Flynn, but again, right? It's a free will thing. But they were, and they still may get charged with something in Georgia. We don't know the extent of everything they did. So maybe they're hoping they can get them to talk or whatever.
That's what I'm wondering. That was my next question to you. What did you think about that? Do you think that there's something behind the scenes that we just aren't seeing the full picture here?
Yeah, I do. And I get the feeling too that even though they've put these cases out, I feel like there's going to be more added or more put into, because I just feel like it's not, there's more. It does feel like that. It feels like there's a bunch of stuff we don't know. Some stuff I think we won't know until the trials happen. And then we'll be like, again, just like the January 6th committee, right? There was a lot of stuff we knew, but there was a lot of stuff that we hadn't heard or we may have read on it and saw it, but it never came out until then. So I think there's just a lot we're not seeing, but it will come out. I have a feeling everything's going to come out in time. But
so I think you're right. So I just to put it out there to the family, hold on. I think there's stuff we're just not seeing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And it shows how free will can take a part in this as well, because although they were recommended, they were not charged for some reason. And there may be a reason for that, but they may be charged, yes.
Right. And Fonnie Willis is not playing. So there's a reason. If she's not going in on this, there's a reason.
There's a reason.
I'd like to hold on to that knowledge with who she is and how she's been running things thus far. There's a reason. So, yeah. All right. Well, welcome everybody. And as this goes, go ahead and put questions down, and I will start them, and we'll go through them and answer some of these questions coming in. Kim and I will read all these questions. Happy Friday!
Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a Friday too, and I tell you, it is definitely a Friday. That's a big question, smiling heart. That's a good question, though. So another thing that Nancy Pelosi has said, she's going to run for her seat again next year. So I mean, look at that energy.
Yeah.
Look at that energy going. I'm telling you, she has way more energy than I have.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I think she's so good at compartmentalizing her feelings away from her job,
Okay.
because I think she could really, you could see her just hating these people. And yet I really don't think she does. I think that she really, believes in what she's doing. She thinks she has a job to do. And I think she also, like a lot of lawmakers, I feel are really feel responsible for holding up democracy right now. They really feel like it's in danger,
And she's definitely country over self. I'd be like, I'm ready to retire. I'm going to hang out on the beach.
Well, especially with what happened to her husband, right? You think you'd just be like, forget this. I'm out.
Exactly.
She's just not that kind of person. She doesn't back away from any fight. Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. All right. What else is happening that came through? Nope. I guess that's it. That's all I could remember happened today. Only today.
I'm sure people will ask questions about things that are going on.
Yep. And we have questions coming in. So we'll get started on the questions. You guys keep throwing those questions in, and we will try to get the dose. But we're going to start here with Nessa's question. Hi, Ness.
Okay.
Question: do you see Prince Harry creating his post-royal identity? Seems like he's rolling up his sleeves and trying a bunch of things. Some big hits and some misses there with him. And really he's trying to create. I get it, right? So he's trying to create an identity outside of an identity that was given to him. And so
Right.
Do we see him landing somewhere? I see actually like a partnership here with his wife. I forgot her name already.
Megan.
I see the two of them really co-partnering and creating some kind of like nonprofit support of a marginal group of people that need support and help. And maybe this is could be women but it's a support of some kind of cause, but they're gonna it's gonna be like they're putting their life into this. Like it's gonna be something they do together. It's really gonna make a name for him somehow, where he's gonna really land.
That's interesting. And because I'm getting, something definitely that can go along with that is that they're talking about how much he's like his mom. And that a lot of the things that he'd like to do are cause-based causes.
Okay.
I actually feel like there might be something coming up with like LGBTQ or something like that.
Okay.
I feel like it's younger people.
I see younger people too. I see.
Okay, so yeah, so younger. So it does sound like he's going to kind of go that road, nonprofit, outreach, trying to help people that are in marginalized situations.
Yeah, Harry is a humanitarian. Yes, smiling heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. Yep. Okay. So definitely you have the two of them, and she's going to be a big part of it. But I do see him as the King of Wands. You have the Six of Wands. Together, they're going to really be able to move this forward in assistance to the world here. So
Love that.
I do feel that coming.
Yeah, definitely heart-based. They definitely both seem to me like they have big hearts, and and they realize that they're privileged. They understand that they're not unaware of that fact.
I like that. I like when you understand the position you've been given, and to use it for good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Please read on the possibility of Flynn being court-martialed instead of indicted. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I keep getting the phrase loose cannon with him. I feel like he's. That's interesting. It's a military thing, but it's like he's a loose cannon.
Oh, interesting.
But I feel like so in a way, I kind of feel like they have eyes on him, or they're watching him, or something. I feel like he might even be not surveilled, or maybe it is surveilled, but it's like they're watching him very closely. They know he's not. That he could do anything. He's not. He kind of is a. Yeah. I mean, yeah. A loose cannon.
Yeah, and we're not done seeing him. You may have. Yeah. Okay. So what I was being shown is that we're not done with him. They still have their eye on him for something, and I do have that. He's a target, and then you have the money in reverse, and there he is in the courtroom.
Oh, yeah. Well, that could not be more clear. That's like.
Yeah, it's not done, but you also have fallen world leaders. I do feel that it's almost like it's worse than a court-martial would be worse to him than him being indicted for something. You know what I mean? That's been his whole identity in life.
Right. Absolutely.
And again, I had the more money in reverse here. So there's something to do here with this dark money.
Interesting.
But I don't know how else to say this. How else to say that card when you see the money in reverse? It's just it could just be a metaphor for having your hands in the wrong places.
Right.
So
I always his face always comes up when I read on the documents case, and so I always thought, I wonder if he told Trump what documents would be valuable, or there's something with him involved in that, and I feel like at some point it may come out, whether it's in trial or something. But I've always felt him around that for some reason. So, like you said, I think there's more to come.
There's more to come.
We're not like it is like we're not done with him yet.
We are not. We are not. Yeah, and Holly says Flynn has had his hand in everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about this him. And there's worse fate to him than what we think. Like we think, oh well, he should be indicted and put in jail.
Yeah.
There's a worse fate, I feel, coming. Okay. Here we go.
Well, and that, that may go to the fact that, he works with a lot of dangerous people. I mean, he's worked with Putin. He's worked with, all of these people, all of these like Russian oligarchs and stuff, just a lot of kind of dangerous people he surrounds himself with. And I think, yeah, it's not good when you do that. I'm sure every single person who was thrown out a window thought they were in Putin's good graces at some point. And same with all of the people that are financially ruined and, that thought Trump would take care of them, sitting in jail, thought Trump would do something for him. And it's like, it's not the way it works. I don't get why everybody thinks they're different. They're not, You're in these people's good graces until you're not. And then you're or under the bus or out the window or whatever.
I mean, that's why we always question, like, why would you align yourself with Donald Trump, for instance? Everything, but that people did and still do. But,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for putting the questions in all caps with emojis. I definitely saw that one. All right, Smiling Heart. Where do your guides see the Hurricane Lee going? I know it's kind of up in the air, right? Well, no pun intended. It's kind of up in the air. It is up in the air. Where do we see it going? Interesting. I just heard the word skirting. I'm gonna throw cards on this because I feel like I want it to just kind of.
Is it hitting? Is it hitting in like in the south? Is that where it's going?
Well, it's headed towards it. It's headed towards the South Carolina, North Carolina, but it's kind of, again, it's kind of up in the air of where because there's also a storm developing in the middle of the country that literally kind of connect with it and kind of push it out as well. So there's all these scenarios playing out. I do feel there's still going to be some damage, but it's not going to be, I feel like it's just going to kind of, it's not going to be a Category 5 hitting land. I'm not getting that, but I could be wrong.
And it's weird because I saw it going like towards Florida and kind of going like under Florida and around. And it's weird that you said skirting.
Yeah. So it's going to go up though. It's like
I saw it kind of going around and up and like almost like to the other side of Florida, which is
interesting. Okay, that would be new because there is a storm coming. So here's Florida, right? The storm is coming this direction, but it's supposed to come up here and go up towards New York and all that.
Oh,
okay. But there is a storm coming from this direction.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe that's what they're telling me as far as like that one, as far as Florida, that may do more damage coming from the other direction.
Down from the middle of the country.
But I saw it like go up and under. So I don't know what that means. So I'm like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Yeah, I'm worried about, okay. Marianne says, I'm worried about New York. Yes. Because the flooding and so forth. it's still a storm. It's still a big storm.
Right.
And then you have two storms coming together and going up the coast. So I do still see water. Water. But I don't see I don't see I feel like it's going to, I love these pictures for it. I do feel like it's going to lose its gut, like here's guts up, right? But here's, it kind of loses that guts. It kind of goes to dust a little bit here, and plateaus a little bit. So that storm coming, I do feel like it's just going to skirt that whole side.
Okay.
But I do feel there's a lot of water going to be involved. So I don't feel like a big 5 is going to hit one spot, like it sometimes, when it hits land like that. I do feel like it's going to kind of skirt along that coast, but we will get water from it.
Yeah, because it does feel like I'm getting definitely like power outages, flooding, but there's something that's going to happen on the other side, not the side it usually hits on, but the other side. There's something I'm getting over there, and I just feel like it's a storm. It's almost like it takes a unique turn or something, or it's unique in the way it hits Florida. So just, FYI. And just listen to the reports, just pay attention and listen to what they tell you. If they tell you to get out, get out. If they, just do what they say.
Yeah. I do like seeing this. I was told, throw one more time. So I got the rainbow. So
oh, good. So
rainbow.
The calm after the storm, I guess.
Yeah. And also, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Connie. Hit Mar-a-Lago and close all the documents everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Wiki, hello. And you're welcome, Smiling Heart. Hi, Wiki. How, now that Mark Meadows' attempt to move his trial has failed, will 45 bother to try to move his trial to a federal court? Well, Wiki, 45 thinks Mark Meadows is a loser. So,
is that what he said?
I just heard that in my head when I just literally walked into that head on, and it's like,
that is funny.
Mark is a loser.
I feel like he'll still push his lawyers to try, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
His lawyers may even tell him you shouldn't, don't bother, but I feel like he will make them.
Mm-hmm.
He always thinks he knows the most, and so
that's what I'm getting to. That 100%. Mark Meadows is a loser. I can do this, and I will. But he's not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. No, I just heard it's a lost cause. So yeah,
it's lost cause.
The lost cause, but he'll make him do it anyway.
Yeah. He has too much stuff on this, but lost cause in the cards as well.
Okay.
All right. Great question, though, Wiki.
Yep. Very good question.
Happy Friday, Jude. Good to see you guys here. Love seeing you all.
Happy Friday.
And for all those who aren't making comments, we see you. We are hugging you. Love having you here with us.
Yes.
Today. All right. Kimmy's asking. Hi, Kimmy.
Yeah, Kimchi.
Kimchi. Will Nancy serve another full term? So will she? So basically, will she get in and will she serve another?
I feel like yes, and I feel like there's a reason why. I feel like she was actually prompted to stay. There's a reason why she's staying.
I just got the chills on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
there's a definite purpose. Like
I feel like she will. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Janie.
Celtic Seer says Mercury is playing a lot of people, including myself. Another week and things start to get better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, today has been one of those Mercury days for me a little bit.
Well, and yesterday was one for me because we have our internet being worked on every few days, and yesterday I had to move my club readings to tonight because it was kind of coming off and on, and I was just like, I don't think I can do this to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not going to work. So
okay,
it happens.
So I'm getting yes. I have the Queen of Cups and the Sun for her coming in. So that's a yes that she will. There are reasons that she is coming back. I have the Seven of Cups in this situation. It's because there's so many. What I was seeing with this Seven of Cups coming in, there's still a lot of loose cannons in there, and
mm-hmm.
she brings a strength to the White House that still needs to be there. So
right.
The Four of Wands is my White House card, and the Strength card coming in for her to be there. So yes, I see her. We both see her there.
Yes.
Yay, Nancy.
I feel better about her being there. I mean, I feel more secure.
I know, secure. I know, 100%. There's a few people there that I, like Jamie Raskin and a few of them that I just, please don't go anywhere.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
We need you. Okay. All right, Pat. Hi, Pat. Will the rich be paying a higher rate of taxes soon? Great question. I see a shift coming in 2024.
I was just going to say 2024. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, I mean, that's soon, 2024 is soon, but yeah, I'm getting 2024 as well.
Some are okay with it too. Some are okay with that. Of course, there's the ones that continue to try to sneak around it. It's so interesting. It's like, you have all the money in the world. Why are you trying to sneak around this?
I know.
It's all perspective. When I pay my taxes, I feel like I'm paying $1 billion. You know what I mean? It's all perspective.
Absolutely.
Okay. We all pay. Yes. Yeah, they're going
to perspective because my dad every year he would just painstakingly go over their taxes, and I knew he had to pay a lot in taxes, but he would always tell me every time, it is a privilege to pay taxes.
There you go.
It goes to things that the country needs. And you're right, it's perspective, right? Because he could have easily complained and said, how dare they, and whatever. Right? But he always said that,
It's a privilege. And you know what really is frustrating, and I know the family's on board with this, is with the where our tax money goes to help big company, like when they have the when the COVID assistance came and these huge companies that are
I know
billions of dollars took the money to
exactly.
pay their employees? No.
Yeah,
You pay your employees. You made a $2 billion profit this year. You know what I mean?
I know. I was so glad when they made people like that give it back, because I just thought that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And to also to try to, you know, it's so Trump. So it's the press the example he set of just like, you just get what you can when you can. It doesn't matter. And because to use a tragedy like that to just get a little bit more money is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, for companies that have millions and billions, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Horrible.
Shameless.
Horrible. I do feel like they will be addressing it and making those shifts in 2024, that breakthrough,
Okay.
that death to the way it was and bringing in the new here. So,
yes.
Okay. Great question. Okay. Let's see. I'm in charge of all the clicking and doing all this.
I know you've got the
I got the job.
Everything on your shoulders.
I know. The Celtic years, like, when will the crazy salaries of the CEOs start? I know. Okay. I heard that the judge put a gag order on Donald Trump. Will her Celeste? Wait, it's not Celeste. It's C'est la vie.
C'est la vie, yeah.
C'est la vie. See? Sorry, you guys. C'est la vie.
No, you're fine.
I'm obviously not. Is that French?
It is French.
Such
is life.
Okay.
Such is life.
Life. I love it. Okay. I was going to say, you can tell I'm not French, but I am French. But I don't speak it. Okay. I heard that the judge put a gag order on Donald Trump. Will he break the order, and what will happen? Okay. So the gag order has gone on, and will he break it?
I feel like just kind of how this is very much his personality, but I feel like he's going to take everything right to the edge. I feel like his attorney's around a lot now, like, and it's kind of like they're going over what he puts out. They're going over things. So I feel like he's going to push it right to that edge, which is going to be he's a troll. He's annoying. He's the way he is. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he's going to push it right up to that edge. So it's going to be kind of like maybe they're going to have to keep ask that question over and over again. Is this breaking the gag order, or is it kind of okay? So it'll always be teetering on the edge. I don't see them actually doing anything. Actually, I mean, I wish I did, but I just feel like they're in a bad position. You know, it's a hard position. We don't know. We have nothing to compare this to, you know, so I feel like everybody's being very careful. What did you get, Debbie?
Yeah, he likes to skirt the edge. He likes to, but I do see him defending himself a little bit.
Ooh,
like
okay.
he'll have to come to the defense of himself. So it might be like you said, though. Is this really? Is this really breaking the gag? You know, is this really?
So maybe I'm seeing, maybe they're going to have to defend themselves to the judge. I was thinking maybe they're talking amongst themselves, but maybe they have to defend it out in some more,
It could be though. It could be just, but I do see him in defense of himself, and standing up for himself. They are, but you're right. You're 100% right. They are really coaching him to shut the F up. And go in right now. Like literally, they want him to go into hiding right now.
Right. I totally get that feeling as well.
Pull up, go into hiding. We don't even want to see we don't even want to see you on your Truth Social thing. They really, really, really want him just to go into hiding, pretend like you don't even exist right now.
We all want that.
That's what he's.
We all want that.
But you know that he can't, and I do feel he's going to push the limit. If anything, it wouldn't be a jail thing. It would be more of a fine thing.
Right.
But let me do this. I want to throw some. I'll do these cards. The deck of character cards. See what they say for us. But that's kind of what I'm sensing with him.
And Roxanne, we talked about Flynn earlier. So if you go back when this is done, you can go back and look at the beginning. We talked about Flynn. So we did talk about him.
He's not going to. He's such a magnet to trouble. And they literally are telling him to be an island. Go to the island, be there. But he can't help himself, you guys. He just can't help himself. And he is that magnet to trouble. And I know the jail cell came up. It doesn't mean jail. It just means he's a magnet to that. He just can't help himself but to sing.
Yeah. And I think, jail is, a long, long time ago, I talked about this, his dad showing up and telling me he's supposed to go to jail. That's what's supposed to happen here. This was very early on, and it was just like, how would that ever happen? That's ridiculous. But I do think when you come here with a purpose, it's laid in your subconscious, right? So I've said before, he is doing his darndest to get into jail. He is really, really, really trying to be put in jail. So somewhere inside, maybe he knows I need to go to jail in this lifetime to help this whatever this bloodline, the grandfather, father, son. So he may know that it's on some level, but I also think that we create our own reality, right? And the more that we see that, he doesn't get away with everything. He's not infallible. He can get in trouble. He can, the E. Jean Carroll thing, right? It changed things. And so when the energy changes and you see there's a possibility and you all start wanting that, he needs to go to jail, it changes things. And if he's working towards that end too, this absolutely could happen. He eventually could be in jail. And I think just picture him there. That's where you want him to be.
And that's
just picture him there.
That is well said. I mean, and with the E. Jean Carroll case, you can see he lost that case. That's a loss, and he twice.
Yeah, he lost it twice, and he hasn't paid her lots of money.
So the dominoes are starting to fall for him.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you he can't get away with everything.
Right.
That was the narrative for so long. He can go down to blah, 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 and shoot someone and get away with it. That is no longer the truth. The narrative has shifted for him. So you're going to see from here on out, and we both have said it, financial failure for him and his family. This is coming. This is all coming to play now. And you're going to start seeing those dominoes fall and, change the narrative. And it is changing, right?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. So maybe he will go to jail. Let's change that. All right. Okay. Did that one. Okay, that's another question. I was just clicking things that were all in caps because, that's what we do. Click on the things that are all in caps. Okay, here we go. Joannie. Hello.
Hi, Joni.
Oh, Joni.
What Joanne? I'm sure she doesn't mind. She's like, Joanne.
Making a. I'm okay. I'm okay, you guys. I'll be okay.
I know you're fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Were any of the 20 in Georgia not indicted due to pardons? Well, that's a good poignant question.
Interesting.
I think she's asking due to because they have a pocket pardon in their pocket.
They have a pardon of. I'm not getting that. I feel like a lot of them are going to get in trouble. Like their day is coming.
Yeah. I got a no on the pardon thing.
Mm-hmm. I am too. And he's one of those people, right? He gave Flynn a pardon before. So he's like, I could just hear him. I'm not doing another pardon for him. I already did one, And I feel like he didn't give he could have pardoned everybody on January 6th, all the participants. He could just in a blanket pardon. He didn't. Because he wants to make sure that if he goes down, everybody else goes down too. That's the way he is. Yeah.
He's not the only one in jail here.
Yeah. So he's like, if I can't give myself a pardon, I'm not giving anybody a pardon. Forget it.
And also federal pardons do not cover state crimes.
Mm. No.
Yeah, they're all going down there.
Exactly, Wendy. You can only pardon federal crimes, not state crimes. But I'm not getting any kind of, because there were unindicted co-conspirators for January 6th too, and I'm not getting pardons for them either. I just not seeing it, and it's not the way he is.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to throw cards.
His energy is cold, man. He's just like think of the biggest jerk times it by 10. That's Trump.
I am just so grateful that I never have to be in the same room with him.
I mean, could you imagine? There's a story, I never forgot it, about Trump and Don Jr. He went to visit Don Jr. in college, and Don Jr. was sharing a room, like a roommate situation or something like that, or he had a friend over, a roommate over, whatever. Trump walks in the door and just punches him in the face, and he just falls to the ground. And that's it. Trump, he doesn't say anything. There was nothing he did that was wrong. He just wanted to humiliate his son, walk in the door and humiliate him like that. Could you imagine having that as your dad? Mm. I think how amazing and kind and everything my dad was, and how protective he was of us and how protective we were of him. If that was my dad, and that was my experience of dads, there's no way you could be normal. And that's just in public. That's what he did in front of other people, in front of his own people, and in front of his roommate. Oh, Lord knows what he did in private, told them in private, said to them. I can't imagine growing up with a man like that in your life.
And you guys, this story, this roommate came out with the story in 2015.
Yeah.
He was running for president, and that did nothing for people, didn't care.
No.
But horrible. I mean, just horrible and it just also makes you kind of a little bit question of why Don Jr. is so loyal to him, even after that.
Because I think he's like any person that and you hear this a lot with abused children, they still want their parents' love. As long as there's a tiny, chance that they could get some just tiny little bit of love from them, they won't stop trying.
Yeah, that's true. Part of the story is that he wasn't dressed. He wasn't dressed in a suit or whatever.
Oh, well, then it's fine.
Right. Okay. Well, if it was a
Dinner
dress,
attire, what?
suit.
But honestly, to walk in and punch a kid in the face, I mean,
Put a suit on.
I'm sure he had some reason.
Yeah.
Put a suit on.
Yeah.
But I never forgot that. And I just thought, how awful to
I know.
like that.
Yeah. Awful. Same experience in my soul in regards to that story as well. How horrible.
Yeah.
It
doesn't excuse any behavior or anything like that, but it just does make you think, what did they grow up with? I mean, this guy is just awful, awful, mean, awful.
Mean. All right. Oh, this is an interesting question. Hi, Stephanie. I can read this. I can read this name. All right, Stephanie. What with Tucker and Will? Okay. Something. What with
I think
Tucker?
it's what's with Tucker.
Oh,
and yeah.
So I could read the name, but just not the question. So what's with Tucker and will Obama sue for slander? That's an interesting question. Is he going to take this opportunity?
Because they say that I was hearing them talk about him just recently. I can't remember what we were watching because I never watch anything like this Tucker show or he does in his basement now. I don't listen to any of that stuff. But there was a little piece where he was saying something about Obama, and it was the weirdest. It's like, oh, that's when he went out and drank the baby's blood or whatever. It was just like this weird thing that they had just made up out of whole cloth. Who cares? And I turned to Adam and I said, they should just keep suing these people and just keep suing them and suing them and suing them when they do stuff like this, because you can't just, Alex Jones knows, right? You can't just lie with impunity anymore. When you start slandering people and affecting their life, the only thing about Obama is that he doesn't seem fazed by this stuff. He doesn't care. So I'm even getting that now. It's like it's almost like a rolling his eyes kind of vibe.
There is a strategy. There is though with Obama, there is a strategy behind not suing for slander. There's something behind that, and that's the piece I want to kind of figure out here. There's an end game here. So I wonder if there's there's an end game here, and I don't know what that means. It's kind of like it's kind of like allowing this madness to play out, and because you only attract the madness to you, right? So the end game maybe is allowing it, because then you're poison and you have the poison there.
I think yeah, because I'm getting something similar. I mean, because he's very much like I said, I got that roll your eyes. So I'm like, oh my God, these people. But I think you're right, because I think that he has an attitude of, if you make a big deal of it and if you take them to court, it's almost like you're elevating them to some level as if they matter, as if what they say matters a lot. And I feel like it's kind of like you don't elevate them, kind of like why a lot of presidents, or all presidents besides Trump, wouldn't meet with Kim Jong-un. It puts him in, it's like we're equals now. We're on equal footing. And it's like, no, but he's not that. So we don't meet with him because he's horrible to his people and whatever. I think it's like that. It's like when you get down in the mud with people like that, then you're both in the mud.
Yes.
There's something about that. And it would make sense because, right, she would say, like, when they go low, we go high. So I feel like there is something about that it's not, I think you're right. And I think for him, it is a strategy of like staying above the fray.
so, you're like, Tucker is creating his reality, right? He's creating this swamp around him. And Obama knows that. And that's not, he's staying above it anyway. So we have the hermit for Obama, and that's taking that higher place. He has a higher view. He has an enlightened view of what's going on.
I was going to say he was an enlightened leader. That's for sure.
He has an enlightened view over this Page of Swords, which would be Tucker. So that's basically it. And
Tucker, he's a great example, I think, of how these people, how just because they'll do anything, say anything, push their way through, be aggressive, very, ambitious. And I feel like that can get you so far. But then when you're ruthless and don't care about anybody else, it can only go so far. And then it starts to kind of come back on you. And I feel like that's where he is now, right? All the stuff he did at Fox and everything, he got fired. Now he works from his basement. Nobody hears from him anymore. It's like he did it to himself, but it was this kind of reckless, careless shtick that he did for a long time, and it worked. And then it's like he hit a wall and back he goes. So it can only work to a point, and then it's like it comes back on you. And I feel like Trump's hitting that wall. A lot of people are hitting that wall at this point because they've gone as far as they could with it, and now it's coming back on them.
Yep. Okay. Okay, Connie. Hi, Connie. Is Elon Musk going to be in trouble for turning off Starlink communications to disrupt the Ukrainian attack?
What? I didn't hear about that.
I didn't hear about that either.
Real quick.
Let's see. Okay, Sue Ellen wrote, will Elon Musk be prosecuted for turning off Starlink to the Ukrainians during the military operation? So she's asking the same thing, so she heard as well.
Wow.
This is I'm getting like kind of sick to my stomach with this whole question and stepping into this energy. But I do feel it was last year, apparently. That's what she's saying here.
Interesting.
It happened in 2022. I'm wondering, and let's see what you think, that it's being looked at as like, when the war's over, they go back over and people are charged with war crimes. Like, let's say a higher level. I don't have all the language for this.
That's what Jack Smith does. I mean, that's where he came from, was from The Hague. And so, yeah.
Okay. So like that, like being charged in the world court for war crimes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Against humanity. That's the sense I'm getting, but I don't have the language for it, you guys, but that's the sense I'm getting. I don't know.
And it's weird because I feel like we don't exactly know how much he's aligned himself with oligarchs. He sees himself as one of them. He sees him, and I feel like he's trying to put himself in that position here in the U.S. That's what they want. They want an oligarchy here in the U.S. I feel like he wants to be front of the line. So I feel like he's in that camp, and he's doing underhanded things to try and help. or try and see that through, you know?
Yes, Jude, for sure. That's big. Musk is interfering with not just national security, but world security. Yeah, that's kind of what they're showing here.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is not, I don't think this is good for him at all, but I understand. And that's why he just feels more aligned with Russian oligarchs than he does anybody here.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I'm getting to that he's off his, he had a path here that was supposed to be very positive, and he's kind of gone off path.
Okay.
You know, some people are here to be disruptors and here to, you know, I don't feel that with Musk. I feel like he came here to introduce some really good things, and he's gotten off path. He's gotten distracted by the shiny objects, you know. Power and money can do that to people.
Yeah.
So,
okay, let's see.
If he had a path, there's always, you know, the hope he can get back on, but I feel like he's off path right now.
Yeah, I feel like he's, you know, I have the emperor in the world coming in here, kind of like be in front of the world. But I also look at this coming. He's gonna find himself in defense of himself, and it's a tower and swords.
Wow.
So I'm wondering
a world of hurt coming his way.
in regards to this situation.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't think he took into consideration the crime.
Yeah.
That it would be.
Interesting.
Looks like we have time for one more here. Okay. Have you looked into this? Have you read on this? Hi, Angela. Okay. Gates has given McCarthy a choice: vote for impeachment of Biden or lose your speaker seat. What's going to happen with this? I think I read on this on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday, I felt like, you know, Gates is in big trouble. That's for sure. Himself, right? So he's still
That's
trying.
Exactly what I was getting. I feel like he's getting more desperate because he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I feel like they're really going to try, but it just doesn't feel like it goes anywhere. And so I don't know if that means it gets out of the House, but the Senate is just like, this is ridiculous.
Well,
or it falls apart in the House, but it just feels like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. And LLC, it's right. Impeach for what? Exactly. It's like, what?
It's just like they're impeaching that judge in Wisconsin, right? It's like, for what? Because you won. We didn't want you to win. We're impeaching you. It's like, what? Okay. But yeah, I don't feel like
but to tell you the truth, what I'm getting behind the scenes here, you guys, with McCarthy thinks Matt Gaetz is a wackadoodle. I mean, and he's just like, but it's all playing the game there. How he understands. He also knows that Matt Gaetz is in trouble. It's not a secret.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So he's kind of waiting for this, and I keep seeing this cane coming in. You know how they take you off stage with the cane? They're kind of waiting for that cane to come in, and if it doesn't, then he's going to have to make some kind of move. But
Right.
you know, personally, he just really feels that he's just a wackadoodle. The smiling heart says he's not wrong, Matt. He's a wackadoodle.
He is a wackadoo. He's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't think that, you know, he doesn't carry a lot of weight, but it's almost like he owes him $10, so he has to kind of listen.
Right.
But he's just kind of waiting for him to be yanked out.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm getting here.
Yeah, I mean, the same pretty, it just feels like it's not going to go anywhere. So either it will die in the Senate or it will not get any traction in the House at all. It just feels like it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, it goes nowhere.
Okay. So I thought tonight we just end real quick with, if you have any of your cards around, we can end with one card of just positive, something, a message for the family here.
For the
collective.
The week coming up week or weekend or what?
For the week, and just something that we can
positive message.
Positive message, yeah. I'm gonna use these. Are you gonna use yours?
I am. I'm gonna use mine. What cards to use?
I use yours every day. You guys, if you haven't ordered yourself cards from Kim, her cards that she made, please do. They're just fabulous. I use them every day.
I love them, but okay, so let's see.
Oh, I love this. Do you want to go first?
Sure. I don't think I have my glasses here, but that's okay.
Oh, I
think I can see. So I got trust, and this is the picture on the back.
I love that one.
And then it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're power of intention cards. So it has a prayer of intention, and the prayer is today, or this week or this weekend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My prayer of intention is to exercise trust in all areas of my life. May I trust myself, may I trust others, and may I trust my guides and angels as they speak to me through signs and my own intuition. So there you go.
Yes, listening. And I have the B, and it's productivity. And I love this because a lot of what's happening in the energy this month, and if you missed it, go back and watch. I was on with Jason. We did a show together in regards to kind of the energies for September. And this is it right here. Part of it is productivity. And taking that time to take inventory, mind, body, spirit. And so is it decluttering your closet? Is it decluttering a shelf? Is it getting into that junk drawer and taking everything out and then reorganizing it? Is it internal? What is that we can take a look at and reorganize and release what no longer serves us, and trust that spirit has a replacement of energy that will come in and help us, right? So new opportunities coming in. So when you release, the new opportunities come in. So beautiful. Patty.
Thank you.
So there's that.
I love that.
Love it, you guys. And thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And be sure to check out both our channels for all the things that we post and put up. And especially, I know that a lot of people are just like, oh my gosh, I can't do politics again. Well, guess what? both of us offer different things that don't have anything to do with politics.
Mhm.
So check those times out. I know, Kim, you're on Sunday afternoons
Sunday at 1 Pacific time. So
1 o'clock Pacific time. So check her channel out. She comes on and dives in spiritual with you guys. So check that out. I highly recommend.
thank you.
I'm not able to catch the live, but I do catch it later. So,
Nice.
and on my channel, there's all kinds of different things. So make sure to check that out. If you're tired of politics and want a little awakening, spiritual insight, and connection with like-minded people, check those times out as well. Yay!
Yay.
So love you guys. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and know that you are love, you are light,
Yes.
and you shine brightly. Remember that. All right. Bye, you guys.
Guys.